Do you trust your memory? Should you trust your memory? In the 2010s, psychologists conducted a study where participants were led to believe they had committed crimes as teenagers that never actually happened. Some eventually began describing these fake events in vivid detail, including what the rooms looked like, how they felt, even details about the people involved. Decades earlier, in the 1990s, researchers ran something called the Lost in the Mall study, where participants began forming vivid memories about getting lost in a shopping mall as children. Entirely fictional childhood events, but participants were fundamentally creating these fictions and storing them away as autobiographies. I'm Pousman, a consumer behavioral researcher, and this is Outside Insights. Way back in the 1970s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus ran an experiment that permanently changed how scientists think about memories. Participants were shown footage of car accidents, and then the researchers asked them a question. How fast were the cars going when they hit each other? And a second group of participants were asked a slightly different version of the same question. How fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? The people who heard smashed remembered the cars moving faster. But even more interesting, a week later, the people in that second group began remembering broken glass, car parts scattered across the road. Those details had been invented by their brains after the fact. The study suggested memory was far more editable than scientists realized. Emotion changes memory, so does time. A single word like that example reshapes what we think we saw. And the stakes can be extremely high. The work of the Innocence Project, they work on appeals for criminal convictions, has revealed how unreliable eyewitness memories can be. People have spent decades in prison because an eyewitness genuinely believed they remembered the right face. But later, after the Innocence Project used DNA or other newer tools to test evidence and prove that those memories were actually unreliable. Memory distortion shows up in ordinary life too, in families, in relationships, in the stories we tell each other about who was right and who was wrong, about what was even said or what happened. It may be part of why siblings remember the same childhood differently. Memory is far less stable than we think. How much of your past feels true because it happened, and how much because we've repeated it enough times? Like and follow me for more stories to help you decode human behavior.